we try to conduct all our business first and then have plenty of time for public comments if they want. But the first thing we do is call the meeting to order and have a pledge of allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on our agenda, we'll put him right on the spot quick. It's Ethan Bates from Barren River Area Development District. He's going to talk about the county steering committee and the strategic planning.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everybody, for your time. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you all real quick tonight. Like the Mayor said, my name is Ethan Bates. I am the Regional Transportation Planner at the Barren River Area Development District, or BRAD. For anyone who's not familiar with us, we are a regional planning and economic development agency based in Bowling Green. We cover 10 counties in and around Warren and Barren County, including here in Logan. And we help lots of our communities like Auburn with grant writing and planning and things like that. What I wanted to talk to everyone about real quick here tonight, I'm here to join you to spread a little bit of the word on the upcoming update of the Logan County strategic plan that will take place throughout this year. Brad's partnering with all of the cities and counties in our region to refresh or updating our existing strategic plans. This is not starting over the county strategic plan, but to ensure that the goals are still relevant, that our data is up to date, and that the goals of the community are reflected more accurately to today's standards. As part of this update, we are also updating a regional hazard mitigation plan that addresses what we do in the case that there's major disaster events like tornadoes, floodings, things of that nature. This planning effort will bring together topics like economic development, housing, hazard mitigation, workforce, tourism, infrastructure, civic engagement, all these great things and more into one coordinated countywide plan. The way that we go about updating this plan is a process that Mayor Hughes might be familiar with. Throughout 2026, our local steering committee will meet regularly to review progress, provide local insight, help shape priorities and implementation steps for the year. Participation is flexible and can include attending meetings, sharing feedback, or helping identify projects. I've provided a handout here that all of our city council members should hopefully have in the packet. And for anyone here attending today that would like to be interested, I'll just leave these right up here for anyone to get on your way out if you're interested. So we're especially hoping to see some encouragement from our elected officials. That includes Mayor Hughes, all of our city council members, city clerk, all those things. Anyone up here is more than welcome, but we also want to hear from people in the community. So whether you're just a regular citizen or a business owner, law enforcement, anything and everything, we want to hear from you on what's important to your community, what your goals are. On your packet here, you can view the existing plan. There's a QR code right here. You can pull up and scan it and see all the information that we have from the last time we did this process 5 years ago. You can also go to the website planning.brad.org to check that out. On the other side of your handout, a much more colorful one over here, it has a list of all of our currently scheduled upcoming meetings throughout the year. We'll meet bi-monthly throughout the year to update this. It has each of the topics as well, so if you find yourself more of an expert on one topic than another, for example, if you're interested in talking primarily about hazard mitigation, April 15th might be the one that's best for you. If you're more interested in tourism and downtown development, October 14th is the one that you might be more interested in. One thing I do want to point out, especially since we are in one of our cities here, this is the Logan County Strategic Plan, but it does incorporate both the county and all 4 cities in there. And we want to hear from each of our cities, and this is a coordinated county-wide effort. So we want to address the county's issues, we want to address Auburn's issues, Russellville's, Lewisburg's, Adairville's. Everyone's pushing in the same direction here, so we don't want you all to feel like this is just for the county. We certainly want to hear your input as well. One of the reasons I'm here today is just to give you a heads up also that towards the end of this year, maybe around November, December, maybe pushing to January, February, depending on how the timelines of everything plays out, we will come back here to the City Council and we will ask you to consider 2 resolutions that we recommend. The first will be to adopt the updated county strategic plan, and the second will be to adopt the regional hazard mitigation plan. Both of these are pretty important for the city to keep in mind because FEMA does require every jurisdiction in our region to adopt the hazard mitigation plan to remain eligible for disaster preparation funding as well as funding in the event that a disaster does take place. So if we do have an unfortunate event like some severe flooding or tornado, some of that funding moves a lot faster and a lot easier if this is already adopted because you're included in that plan. And likewise for your county strategic plan, it does a lot to help improve the scoring of grant applications. It keeps the city eligible for certain funding sources in the Economic Development Administration and a couple others. So we strongly encourage you to consider that, and we strongly encourage you to be a part of the process to make sure that it reflects what is important to you. That's all I have tonight. I want to thank you all again for your time, and we hope to see you at some of these meetings. And if anyone has any questions about the process, I'm more than happy to hear those. But if not, Mayor Hughes and Maggie have my contact information. I'm sure they'd be happy to get you in touch with me. But I will leave a copy of some of these handouts up here for anyone who might be interested.
Ethan's always very responsive when you contact him too. He's on his game. Ethan, that brad.org and the QR code is available there for anyone that doesn't have his
Yes.
handout.
So if you're interested, you can pull it up. You can scan that QR code with your phone, and it'll take you to the website or get planning.brad.org.
Slowly being held.
The Logan Lee building is where they're typically held. If you email planning@brad.org and shoot an email saying you're interested in learning more, getting more involved, you will get email reminders ahead of the meetings and any updates at any dates, times, or locations change. But with Logan, the Logan Lee building is pretty much always where it's held. So I would expect it to.
They've got a really good website, actually, better than ours. I'm working on it. But they've got a really good website that has a lot of good information just about the community and what's going on. You can really drill down and get to a lot of information about projects that are happening, like our water line project they're going through later this year, different things like that if you want to see that. Some people are sick like me, don't like seeing that stuff, but anyway, if you really want to see what's going on in the other communities and our communities, you can drill down through their website. Any other questions for Ethan? Ethan, I know you gotta drive back, right?
All right. Thank you, everyone. Again,
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Mayor.
We appreciate it.
You all have a good evening.
Yes, sir. All right, that brings us to the department reports. We'll start out with the police department. And I think the council's got that report in their packet. Chief, do you have anything to add to that, or?
About your guys behind it?
Yeah.
We have, prior to the city council meeting tonight, we swore in 2 new police officers for the city of Auburn. They'll have to complete the police academy before they actually start working, which starts in April. But Caleb Rogers and Chuck Weatherby.
We're very, very proud to have them aboard, and they'll be attending the police academy over the next several months. Be top certified officers early fall. We're very proud to have them aboard. We appreciate them choosing Auburn to start their career out at. Or reassume their career in one case, I guess. Anything else, Chief? Thank you again, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, that brings us to, council, got any questions for the chief?
Yeah, when do we get a police bike in Auburn? We get all these nice cars, but not a police bike in Auburn.
I hope not. We'll have to work on it, I guess.
Maybe working a grant or something.
Yeah.
That's what Officer Rogers needs to have.
Yeah, yeah.
So I bring them up.
All right, that brings us on. Any other questions? All right, that brings us to code enforcement. I think the council has an update in there. packet. If there's any questions, I'll try to answer those. It updated me Thursday. But it was basically about this, the update you see in the packet. Council got any questions on that? All right, that brings us to the fire department. I think they did some checks down there. I'm not sure exactly what they were doing, pump checks or something, I don't remember. And did some maintenance on some trucks for this in the last week or two. And, Jay's been gathering information on some new equipment in the future, trying to figure out how we can get there. So I appreciate him gathering information on that.
He and I scrolled on GovDeals and looked at several trucks, fire trucks, and they are just so expensive. Even a used one is just incredibly expensive. So he and I looked, there were several, maybe in no price range, but they're all out of state, so that's its own beast. But yeah, he's looking.
Well, they changed the rules some, but no matter how good your truck is, after it reaches a certain amount of years of age, no matter what kind of condition it's in, they frown on it, keeping it as your first out truck. And you can keep it as a second or third option, right? But the first out truck, the truck you use for your primary truck, they kind of want that to be less than 20 years old. Even though we got a truck 20 years old, it looks like a brand new truck, right? You know, but it's still, it is a 20-year-old truck. So we have to be facing that in the near future. We've accrued money for about 8 or 9 years now, some each year, to help with that purchase. So we wouldn't be stuck with big deal at one time, you know, we'd have some money put back for it. And we're seeking grants to help offset those costs. We're in the next year or two probably gonna have to do something, so.
Something I didn't know also that he told me was that, they don't just have stock new fire trucks that you can go to a lot and buy. You have to pre-order them, and they make them to order, so from the time that you order a new one, it could be a year or two before you receive it.
Pretty much a year lead time in all the companies, and some of them have a 2-year lead time, a year and a half, 2 years. So it's kind of crazy, but you know, I guess that's just the way that business is. It's a big investment for them too, the companies.
I have no idea. I just figured looking in their car, there are lots that you go to and you just pick one out and you take it home, but apparently that is not the case.
All right, any questions on the fire department right now? Things are going good as far as I know. Water and sewer, we've had a lot of small projects, several breaking loose in the spring, different development projects and things that are going on. We're having to change access services, enhance a couple of them, that type of thing. Put a lot of taps in for sewer and water for new development. So that's going on as we speak. Working at the sewer plant to get move forward with a new equipment shed. We've got the land cleared now, ready to start putting the pad in that building. So. Everything else in water and sewer is moving along really well. Had no compliance issues that I'm aware of. Everything's moving well. Is there any questions on the water and sewer from council? All right, that brings us to streets and sidewalks. We've been trying to trim some limbs and do some different things. Hadn't really been, probably be summer, midsummer to late summer before we'd actually do any work on, or as far as, you know, changing out or putting, any paving down. Probably midsummer or later before we do any of that, but we've been trying to clean up some of our existing, streets and sidewalks. We've had a lot of low-hanging limbs, and Scott Waste is having some issues on some of the streets, damaging their mirrors not too far for the trucks to get down those narrow streets, so we've been trying to accommodate them, trim things as we go along to help them not have issues. I didn't really realize a heated mirror on one of those trash trucks is about $4,800. I know I would not have thought that. Anyway, tore one off not too long ago.
Goodness.
Yeah, $4,800 for a mirror. Anyway. Does anyone, council, have questions on streets and sidewalks?
We spoke about the trash cans, such being left on the sidewalk for extended periods of time after they run.
I've tried to get around, but council asked me to, I've tried to get around to several people that seem to be repeat offenders on that. And, I had a little bit of progress, but not as much as I want. But I'm still asking, instead of us having to do some type of ordinance or something, you know, I'm still trying to ask.
Very nice sidewalks that I like to walk on, so that other people won't be dodging garbage cans a week after they take it.
Yeah. Some people just leave them, and then some people get them out the next day, you know, they do a good job. But, there's some people who just leave them out on the walks all around. I've tried to stop by and encourage them to do that differently. Hopefully, we can keep doing that, hopefully. We are working on it though. I thought that would be better than trying to pass some ordinance that we have to try and enforce. You know what I mean? It's better if we can ask, right?
They're just impound their garbage cans.
Mike is talking about streets and sidewalks on Peterson Avenue, and at the end of Hill Street. When we talk about doing something on paving after it's all broken up at the end of Hill Street, going up, you know, past the church and whatnot, down in the right end.
Little valley there.
When it meets Peterson Avenue, right that little, it's maybe 50 feet right there needs to be paved right there. And another thing too, where they building those houses at, you know, the 4, 5, 6, 7 houses, maybe we can hold off doing any paving there until they get all that mess fixed up.
Yeah.
It's a mess right now.
Yeah, I think probably we need to, we actually need to.
We're gonna have to save money by not paving it.
Yeah.
Paving is a mess out there. They got dirt and rocks.
I spoke with Aaron after, I think you brought it up actually, a couple of days ago. I spoke with Aaron, after that Aaron Cunningham, he owns that corner there. And I spoke with him and, he said it was okay with him if we changed that fence line to run it at an angle, not have that little square there.
Just cut it
And
down.
that way you could mow it out further, you could have a better view when you pull up there to the right. So he was very, very cooperative on that, so he said it wouldn't be any problem. So he said he'd even help me do it. But anyway, we'll work on that, getting that fence changed, getting where you can mow that corner a little better, and keep the view, you know, where you can see the right a little better going on there. And you're right, the paving right there is torn up.
It's all, it just broke up, and we have Peterson Avenue, that little, maybe 100 foot there. It's a red right there, until they fix, when they finally get down all home, then you do something, but I wouldn't want to pave it, and they're making a mess every time, they work on it, you know.
Some of the edges of the pavement out on Peterson caved off too, you know, where trucks cut corners and stuff. We gotta wait until that's done, it's probably the last thing to do.
You're wasting money trying to do something.
Anything else on streets and sidewalks from council? All right, that brings us to the park. We've been pretty busy down there the last couple of weeks, trying to get ready for the youth league. And we put some lighting in on the play, new lighting on the playground and at the dog park. It's turned out well. We're trying to get another light in at the T-ball field to help that situation a little bit. They have a good problem to have. They have 11 T-ball teams, which is a lot for a city our size for T-ball, right? So they have 11 teams in that one field to play on, and they can't get all their practices in before it gets dark, or they have to try to schedule some Saturday practices and different things that interfere with a lot of families' activities for practices that frequently. So we're trying to accommodate them, get an additional light there at that third base field corner. And I don't know if I'm supposed to advertise this, not, it might get Zach in trouble. But Zach Ren's helping us out with a pole there, from Warren Road Electric. And then we're purchasing the light and power, but, he's helped us out with a pole there. So if y'all see Zach, thank him. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to thank him publicly or not, but I guess I just did. So,
Down to the park there in the playground area, where they put that light, concrete hole, sand. Someone brought to my attention about afraid kids gonna run into it.
James ordered, I don't know what to call them. Do you remember what the technical name for those things were, Maggie?
Whole wrap, I think is what it's called,
Whole
that
wrap.
is added, almost like a whole noodle consistency.
Yeah, it kind of velcros together and it's just cushion, you know, and it wraps around it, it's weatherproof. And, we've got some of those ordered, we'll see how that works. I know what you're saying, that they could run into the steel bars or anything else down there. But that concrete edge has got kind of a sharp edge on it, so.
Yeah, he brought my attention, I went down there and looked at it. I told him I'd bring it up, see
Well, it's about the right height, it's about 2.5 feet over the top of that concrete round piece. And it's got a fairly rough edge on it, you know, so if your kid fell forward, gash him pretty good.
It's bright yellow with reflected stripes, so it makes it really visible as well.
So we have got some orders.
No, the wrap, the cushion, it's highlighter yellow with a reflective stripe, so it makes the pole more visible.
We got one for the one at the dog park too, just in case. That one here. Anything, at the park, we're doing a lot of cleanup, there's a lot of activities already planned, for the summer. School's got activity plans down there, so we're working toward getting everything prepared for all those different activities, the youth league especially.
Have you heard any more about them, for the concrete for the swing?
I hadn't heard any, but no, I need to call him about some other stuff anyway, and we'll try and get them in. But, he went through them and sorted them and got all the parts together anyway, but he hadn't got them up, so we'll keep working on that. We got those benches too, swings and the bench, a couple of them.
I don't know, the bridge down there, I know it's, I brought it up once before. Is there anything we can do to that bridge to make it look cosmetic with?
It brings up a,
Or make it look good to give it a little, character? Maybe that's the word for it. It looks like, I mean, it's a nice bridge. I mean, I know,
Yeah.
there's anything we can just, whether it's a stain or anything we could put on it, or some sort of cosmetic look that kind of.
of course, the ultimate thing would be to paint the steel,
Yeah.
but it brings up
Or sandblast it or.
a big can of worms. So you have to actually hire a company that's designed to do that. They have to put not just a netting, but a capture device underneath it to capture anything that falls, anything. Doesn't matter what it is. They have to capture it all and recover it. And, it's an extremely expensive endeavor. Extremely. And, I'm not sure, I mean, I checked into it one time several years ago, but I could check into it again, Claude, and see what it looks like. Bring it to the council.
Just looking at it, I mean, it looks good. I mean, the bridge looks good going across it, looking at it.
Well, it's been inspected, it's fine, the bridge is fine.
But it,
But you're right, it has a rusted look to
I
it.
mean, the way it looks, it's kind of like a lipstick on a pig, you know what I'm saying? The park looks great, but the bridge makes us.
Yeah.
It kind of throws us off when you look at it.
Can we put
Lipstick on
lights
it.
on it?
Hmm.
Can we put lights on the bridge?
Yeah, well, that'd be cool too.
Right?
Some sort of,
We can do that without any problem, yeah. Well,
when you look at it, you
that
don't
would
want
be
to
permission, yeah. That'd be pretty nice, Big, that's a good idea.
you're a genius. I love that.
You're talking about some of those little decorative string lights and stuff, man.
That would be pretty.
That would be great.
Good, that's a good idea.
Thank you, appreciate you hanging on.
People go out there and take pictures anyways,
Yeah.
and that would look really good.
I think that was just said it down.
And that may give it color too, when you, that light shining on it and everything, everybody looks at it and says, it's a pig, but it's still pretty.
It's a fee, but it's our fee.
Why do you call our bridge a bridge?
What
All
about
right.
the covers over the soccer field bleachers?
What's that, Ron?
The covers that we were looking at one point over the bleachers at the soccer field. Have you heard any more about those?
I'm sorry, I couldn't
The
get.
covers over the bleachers at the soccer field.
Shades.
Yeah, the,
Oh, yeah, they've been bid out, and the guys coming, late March, early April. Get those, shade over the bleachers you're talking about,
yes.
and then there's a couple over those electrical panels that's gonna build, just as a cover to protect those electrical panels. And then at the dog park, that one over that little, the table back there, you know, picnic table on slab that's already there. And, I think that's it down there. Is there anything else on the park? Yeah, those bids have already been let, so we'll, now I'm trying to remember the name of this company, but I can't, live down toward Muscle Hall area.
You know, I saw the bid, and I can't remember what it is either.
Yeah, anyways, local guy, does a lot of work.
Just speaking of those lights, that makes something to jump on that real quick, that was a good idea. Light.
Anything else on the park? All right, that brings us to tourism. I asked Rhonda if she would give us an update on our independent tourism activities.
We've got a couple things coming up. The first one is gonna be March 21st. We're gonna have, miscellaneous Easter bunny from 2 to 4 down at the gazebo. We're gonna have cupcakes and drinks for the kiddos. It's gonna be a free thing, just come and bring your kids so they can take pictures with the Easter bunny. We're gonna have photo blocks for them, inflatables, and we might take the photo of everything we have and take it down there so you can just take different pictures with them. Just something fun that they can do, they seem to enjoy it, we've done it the last couple of years. That's gonna be, like I said, the gazebo right down from the senior center, off Randy Gordon. And then we have our adult egg hunt, it's gonna be March 28th. We've got tickets this year, the designated driver tickets are 20, and drink tickets are gonna be 25. It starts at 5, registration, there's gonna be a live band. The egg hunt will be at 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's a big event every year, this is a big fundraiser that we have. It provides the funds for all free activities that we offer for the kids for the rest of the year. So, you know anybody that wants to have a good night out, support the kids the year round, I encourage you to get your ticket, but I will tell you it's not for the week. It's 21 up and they are in it to win it. We have lots of cool prizes that's with it. 65-inch TV, we have fire pits, money. We are supported very gracious and generously by our community, our businesses throughout the county, our city. I mean, they really support us heavily with this event, like it does. Provide for our community throughout the year. So spread the word. Like I said, if you can't do it, you can come once because it's very entertaining. I'm telling you, it don't last very long, but it's very fun to watch. Like I said, if you can't do it and you know somebody that can, encourage them to come and do it because it's very exhilarating to watch. That's all we have. We are going to do Mardi Gras next month. Yes, it's going to be April 28th. We're going to just, the egg hunt is the 28th and Mardi Gras is 25th. I'm getting those dates confused. I have so much going on and it's two big things going at once. So just watch our Facebook page. Everything's advertised on that. We have a tourism meeting tomorrow, so we keep everything updated on the page. Just watch and see what all's going on. If you'd love to know, just let us know. Thank you very much.
As you can see, though, all things coming up, you can tell it's spring, right? Things are starting to happen.
Lots of stuff going on, there's something pretty much every month for the rest of the year.
All right, council, have any questions on any of that? Okay. That brings us to economic development. Last couple of weeks, we have had some opportunities to apply for some grant money and different things that have a very narrow window. I'd like to brag on our staff here. When I say narrow window, I'm talking about 10 days or less to get that application in. And our staff here had to jump through a lot of hoops to get that done. And I want to brag on specifically Maggie and Heather, but the others had to fill in for them some while they were doing that work. So it was really a group effort. And I'll be honest, we wouldn't have got it done if they hadn't really just stayed on it. But we were able to make those applications. They may bear fruit, they may not. We make a lot of applications. Some we get, some we don't, right? But if you don't apply, you'll never get it. So that's just the way I see that. But we're hopeful and, for our development of our property that the city purchased on 6880, the Halls Prairie property. Most of that will be park property in the future sometime because it's a lot of it in floodplain. It's in a floodplain that doesn't flood, but anyway, it's floodplain. But there are about 17 or 18 acres that's not. And that's the property we'd like to develop and recover some of our costs. And actually have money to start a park development and add their other park. So in the future, that's probably what will occur with those properties. But anyway, I want to thank the staff for stepping up to that challenge. There was a lot for me to put on at one time, and I dreaded doing it, but thank you. Is there any questions on any of that?
And the council said the same thing. Pat on the back of those two girls, Maggie and Heather. Anyway, on back of the mayor and the county. Make the city look good.
Thank you.
Give us credit beyond measure and whatnot. Thank you.
We try. I'd also like to say, I don't know if they're watching or if they watch, but Judge Executive Baker and our District 5 Magistrate in Crawford were so kind as to, at very last minute, write us letters of support, which was very kind. And I always appreciate being able to call on them for support as well. It means a lot to have the county's buy-in on our project, so that meant a lot as well.
So even I lawyer over we love her too. Pat on the back there.
I'll have it next time.
All right.
Oh, also, our lot on Maple Street is for sale right now. It's on govdeals.com. If you type in Auburn KY, it'll pop right up. It's the only listing here in town as far as I know. It's 102 Maple Street. It's at the very dead end of Maple Street, near our new wastewater treatment plant. It is for sale at auction right now. It will run until March 20th.
It's the end of Maple Street going this way to the creek, right? And for those of you that have lived there all your life, down by the creek, Eugene Boyd property now. We had bought some of that. There's actually over 3 acres in that lot that joins our wastewater treatment plant, and we really just wanted that back strip of property that joins the wastewater treatment plant. We didn't really want that building site, so we're selling the building site to recover some of our funds. And it's really of no value to us right there where it's at. Be better at being a house.
I shared the link to it on the city Facebook page. I should probably re-share that again. I believe I also shared it to my personal page, anybody's my friend. But yeah, that will run until March 20th. That'll help us recoup a little bit of our funds that we spent
All right, that brings us to the senior center. You've got a report in there, I think, from Sarah Collins, our senior center director. Is there any questions on that? Things seem to be going quite well. Trying to get some bids or quotes, not bids, but quotes for those countertops we talked about. And try to get something in the making for that in the near future. Other than that, I think it's going pretty well since.
Mike, is there anything being done about the meals, the senior meals?
The meal? Well, what we want to happen, I can't get to happen, but those meals are just not the most appetizing of food. I just have to put it that way, I guess. They're just not the most appetizing. Our people choose to do something different, I think. There's really only three people that are using those meals right now. And it's something that I think they've suffered with, not just at our senior center, but region-wide, statewide, really, because those meals have to meet certain criteria. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do, without breaking some rules. I don't really want to do that. I'll bend them. I just don't want to break them. But I don't understand it.
What we serve or how we serve it?
We don't.
I mean, the system itself.
Well,
What we serve or how we serve it?
We don't cook the food.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying, is it pork chop or is
It's a menu that's brought from somewhere else.
okay.
And when it's in a bigger city where it's lower income based,
Okay.
and it is feeding a large group, it's better assessed. People that can't get out of the house,
Okay.
they take the food and they can't afford it. People that can, I mean, it's for everybody, but this food is very bland. I mean, you could take these
Hospital
pizzas,
type food.
it's like babies, they're so hard. I mean, I volunteer on Tuesday, and it's not very good at all. I mean, they change it up. They do it three times a week, because they do potluck on Wednesdays, and they have a huge crowd on Wednesdays when they do potluck. They love the
Was
potluck.
it potluck stew or something like that?
No, it's
Everybody
people
brings
bring.
something.
They bring
Okay.
their own
So it's a little
stuff.
different at a time.
3 days that they order this food from this company, it's not good, I mean, it doesn't taste good.
Like stuff like we ate tonight,
It
sandwich.
gives them the butter, it gives them the calorie count that they need, and that's it. Some of the stuff that we don't together, it's not food we serve together.
Do people know what nights those potlucks are compared to another night?
They're Wednesday.
It's every Wednesday. You're liable to go down there on a Wednesday and see 30-40 people.
Right.
You go down there on a Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday to eat, and you got
Okay.
3 people eating.
Yes, same 3 people.
But just to clarify on that though, the meals are provided through Brad because they have the aging service they provide throughout the state. It's contracted through them. It's not the city providing that. So we don't really have any control over it. We obviously provide the space and then obviously provide extracurriculars such as potluck. So there's really nothing we can do about it.
But it's a great program because there's so many people that depend on that food and can't get it anywhere else. But we're kind of separate too, because we're not paid through it through Brad.
Right, we're unique.
Yeah.
Brad gets
We're all
state
unique.
funding to provide that to people who request it.
all
I will say one of her newest programs, the Yoga with Angie program on Tuesdays has been a huge hit. I
They
think
just say
Well, the invoices that we've received, she's had 8-9 people, come to the classes, so that has been a hit. She's always looking for different activities that she can provide, and this one has been a slam dunk.
Yeah.
All right, anyone else have anything on the senior center? All right, that brings us to the cemetery. Things are still pretty quiet there, no pun intended. But, they're, mowing season's opening up. We'll start, doing our cleaning and, backfilling, plots that are settled, that type of thing. So you'll see a lot more activity out there, probably the 1st of April, than you have been seeing all winter. But it's been kept very nice through the winter. I'll be glad when the grass greens up, even though we gotta mow it. But it just looks a lot prettier. Anyone council have any questions on the cemetery right now? All right, that brings us to the minutes of the February 9th, 2026 regular meeting. Council's had time to look at those minutes, we entertain a motion to accept them.
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, is there any discussion from the council? Hearing none, roll call please.
Paul Tisdale,
Yes, ma'am.
Peggy Thomas,
Yes.
Rex Evans,
Yes.
Travis Fuller,
Yes.
Jeff Gregory,
Yes.
Ron Sullivan.
Yes.
All right, that brings us to the financial report of City Clerk Maggie Hines.
Alright, so in your packets, you have a monthly bank report that shows the bank balances, for each account. And I'll read those cash balances as of the end of February. For our city accounts, we had $1,922,745.13. In our water sewer accounts, we have $1,557,445.06. For a grand total of $3,480,190.19. And then Heather and I were able to, this month, get through reconciling November. So you do have a nice little financial report with the revenues and expenses and cash balances for November. We are very, very close to getting all of the months reconciled. While I was helping Mayor Hughes with some grant applications this past week, Heather took on reconciling some of the bank accounts that are a little more simple and one person can handle. So all the way through January, she has most of the accounts balanced. And I'm hoping that here in the next week or two, she and I could sit down together and tackle some of the more difficult accounts that have on tracking, like our general fund and our water sewer operating account. And we are hoping to have a full set of reconciled banks for you guys by the next meeting. So we did not meet our goal of having it done in the first quarter and have it ready for the March meeting, but we are on track to have it ready for a budget workshop, so we have some real numbers to look at for you guys. And again, I do apologize that this has been such a catch-up type process, but we are so close, very close.
All right, any questions for Ms. Hines on the financial report? All right, hearing none. If you've had a chance, the council's had a chance to look at the bills payable. Entertain a motion to accept the bills payable, that's all.
I make a motion to accept the bills payable.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, is there any discussion from the council? Any questions? Hearing none, roll call please.
Paul Tisdale,
Yes, ma'am.
Peggy Thomas,
Yes.
Rex Evans,
Yes.
Travis Fuller,
Yes.
Jeff Gregory,
Yes.
Ron Sullivan.
Yes.
That brings us to ordinances, and we have none tonight to, the council to review. Resolutions is next. We have a couple of, the 2026-01. I think, grant application
Yes,
for body
that-
cameras.
That is the Law Enforcement Protection Program, and both of those are grants that Chief Ferguson has been working on. They're the same resolution, but they did suggest that we do them separately because he is putting in 2 applications. So one, you'll see at the top says body camera application, and then the other at the top says taser application. Since we are bringing on 2 new full-time officers, Chuck and Caleb, we are in need of some more equipment for our guys, and that equipment is very expensive. So Chief Ferguson has been working on putting in these grant applications to hopefully get some help on paying for some of those. So that's what these are. It's the same resolution twice, just one is for body cam and one is for tasers.
Make a motion to accept it.
But we do have to read it out
Okay.
now.
Yeah, I think Elizabeth,
I can do that. So resolution 2026-01, City of Auburn body camera application. A resolution of the City of Auburn, Kentucky authorizing the mayor to make application for and upon arrival to enter into an agreement with the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security to execute any documents which are deemed necessary by KOHS, which is Kentucky Office of Homeland Security, facilitate and administer the project and to act as the authorized correspondent for this project. Whereas the City of Auburn, Kentucky desires to make an application for law enforcement protection program funds for a project to be administered by the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security. Whereas it is recognized that an application for and approval of Kentucky Office of Homeland Security funds impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the city. Now therefore, be it resolved this the 9th day of March 2026 by the City of Auburn, Kentucky, the mayor is hereby authorized to execute and furnish all required documentation, including a memorandum of agreement as may be required by KOHS for the furtherance of the above referenced project and to act as the authorized correspondent for said project. Now you can make a motion.
Make a motion.
have a motion and a second, any discussion on
Is that
that?
wrong on the second?
That's a little discussion on, was there a typo or did you just misread a word? Because sometimes I don't know where you paused that, so I was trying to.
I was having trouble spitting it out.
Okay,
There wasn't a
okay.
typo.
I didn't know if there was a typo.
No, I did not see a typo.
Okay, good.
I've been known, so it's fair.
Well, I'm just
I-
curious.
It was just my, not being very eloquent.
I'll take it, that's fine.
All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Claude Tizzo,
Yes, ma'am.
Peggy Thomas,
Yes.
Greg Simmons,
Yes.
Travis Fuller,
Yes.
Jeff Berry,
Yes.
Ron Sullivan.
Yes. And resolution 2026-02, City of Auburn, Kentucky taser application. A resolution of the City of Auburn, Kentucky authorizing the mayor to make application for and upon arrival to enter into an agreement with the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security to execute any documents which are deemed necessary by the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security to facilitate and administer the project and to act as the authorized correspondent for this project. Whereas the City of Auburn, Kentucky desires to make an application for law enforcement protection program funds for a project to be administered by the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security. Whereas it is recognized that the application for and approval of the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security funds impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the city. Now therefore, be it resolved this 9th day of March 2026 by the City of Auburn, Kentucky, the mayor is hereby authorized to execute and furnish all required documentation, including a memorandum of agreement, as may be required by KOHS for the furtherance of the above referenced project and to act as the authorized correspondent for said project.
All right,
I'll make a motion. Second.
we have a motion and a second, is there any discussion on this resolution? Hearing none, roll call please.
Claude Tizzo,
Yes, ma'am.
Peggy Thomas,
Yes.
Greg Simmons,
Yes.
Travis Fuller,
Yes.
Jeff Berry,
Yes.
Ron Sullivan.
Yes.
BJ has had success with these LEPP grants before, so he's a pro, he knows all the things to do, so we're hoping that we can have some of our costs offset, that would be awesome.
Appreciate you putting in, it helps every time. We get ammunition some years, you'd be surprised how many dollars worth of ammunition they have to have just to go to the qualified range and stay qualified on those weapons.
We had 2 rifles, sponsored by them.
Before last, 2 rifles,
2 handguns
2 handguns last year.
handguns last year too. We've saved a lot of money being able to use those grants. Thank you for being diligent on that. And I was big a while ago, we got a lot of people that have been here before, but I said, Elizabeth's gonna take care of that. This is Elizabeth Teal, our city attorney, and, I should have introduced her more promptly, I think. But anyway, getting a little bit brings us to new business. Larry Jones, y'all know the way this works, we're one of our boards, like our zoning board or our code enforcement board, appoint. And then the council has to ratify that appointment. Larry Jones has stepped up and is willing to serve. And we'd like to get the council's approval on that. Okay.
Wants to serve on what now?
The zoning board of adjustments.
We have one resignation, and he wants to serve on the zoning board of adjustments.
You need that motion? Make a motion, we accept Larry.
Second.
That was Jeff with the motion,
He served as well on the city before.
Call
and
it.
Claude was second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion from the council? Hearing none, roll call please.
Claude Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Peggy Thomas.
Yes.
Brett Simmons.
Yes.
Travis Fuller.
Yes.
Jeff Gregory.
Yes.
Ronnie Sullivan.
Yes.
I'll let him know.
All right, that brings us to the part of the meeting for public comments. And it's open to the public.
Did you wanna work on setting a date for the budget workshop?
Yes, thank you for reminding me. I'd like to look at, after our April meeting sometime, maybe the last week or two of April. Of course, it's kind of hard for all of us to agree on some dates, but the meeting's a little bit later in April. It's the 13th, our normally scheduled council meeting. So we can do it later that week or the next week, depending on the council's needs and their schedule. The 16th and 17th, which will be Thursday and Friday, we could look at those days.
Either one of those days are okay for me.
The Kentucky Municipal Clerks Association Spring Conference is around that time, and I'm traveling to go to dates. In just a second, because Heather and I will be out.
14th through the 17th.
Yeah, so we'll have the council meeting, and then the rest of that week, Heather and I will be out.
Okay, let's look at the
What
next
about the
one.
20th?
I don't have anything on my calendar the 20th. I'm good with 20th.
You good?
Okay.
You good with the 20th? Claude, you good with April 20th?
Yeah.
John Rivers, do a morning meeting, maybe.
Good.
That gives, if Heather and I can have numbers for you guys at the meeting on the 13th, that gives a week for you guys to kind of look at it and actually be able to digest some of those numbers, since I know that it's a lot to jump on, so that might be.
I get off at 7 a.m., so I'm good anytime.
So, morning's good for you then.
Yeah, I get off at 7.
So how about we look at maybe 9:30 or something like that? 9:30 to 10, does that sound about right?
Heather, give everybody a call to
She'll,
state
she'll be getting here about that time.
Listen,
Just in case we.
yeah, all right, I'll do my best, Paul.
What do you think about 9:30, something like that?
Yeah, 9:30.
Okay, I've got it on my calendar.
All right, the 20th at
April
9:30.
20th at 9:30.
I'll look at it too.
What's she say?
We both put it in the calendar at the same time.
Was it?
Sure.
All right, that's our budget workshop then. So any other new business, right?
Those are the only two items that I knew of.
I don't think you do. All right, that brings us back to the public comments. If anybody would like to make any,
I'd like to make a comment about the junk that's in this town. I've got it right at my back door. I didn't know we had license to have a junkyard here in the center of Auburn. I've been living there 72 years, and we've never had this kind. There's stoves, there's refrigerators, there's washing machines, there's gonna be rats gonna come out of that. I can't get anybody to listen to me. I've talked to Claude, he's been to my house, I showed it to him. I can't get anybody to even come by and look. All you have to do is look. It's against the law to file stuff like that. They put me in jail if I did my house like that. And I don't appreciate paying taxes every year and having a junkyard in my backyard. I bet there's not a single one of you know where I'm talking about. Does anybody aware of it?
Are you talking about what's up here on,
Perkins Street behind
Yes.
the old American Legion, not the American Legion.
It was the Masonic building.
Sonic building, yeah.
Right behind the nursing home, right?
That was behind the white old King Town building down there.
All you have to do is just go down and look. You don't have to take my word for it. Go down there and look. I don't appreciate living in a little town where we've got 2 restaurants there within a half a block, that junkyard. Now that tells what kind of people we've got here. It's terrible for us to be grown people to put up with that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna be here too many years, but I don't appreciate leaving such a, it's fast. Just go by there and look. I bet there's not a one of you even know it's down there. Now, and when I have some comment,
well, I know it's there, and I run into that same situation over by my house. But it's more of, what I was told, it's more of a, it's not junk, it is inventory. I get it.
that's a joke, that is an excuse.
I get it, but I went through the same thing.
Are we gonna allow it to happen,
Well,
keep happening?
that I don't know. I don't know.
If I'm going to contact the health department and tell them that y'all don't care.
Well, I'm not saying we don't care.
Well,
When
why
I
haven't you?
try to get something
It's
done
been
about the
there for
pallets,
years.
the pallets over here by my house that's stacked 30 foot high.
You need to call the fire department.
I've redone all my
That
research.
is a fire hazard.
It is inventory. That was the official response I got, was inventory. So that I feel, this is just my personal opinion, he has rental properties, and unless those are just not operative, that might fall into the same category as inventory for his business. I don't know that. I'm just giving you an option. I don't know.
Is there an ordinance for this that, or is it?
There is, Ed was asking, Ed, our code
If I
system
can speak,
has been over there and, asked him to straighten it up. I think he did straighten it up.
Yeah, it's a lot better now.
He did straighten it up. Now, as to whether they're functioning or not, I don't know that. But I can have Ed go by there again and take a look. Get a look at it.
I think what all she really is asking you to do is investigate and really find out what you can do and try to move forward and find a resolution to the problem, because there is a safety problem too. If a young child crawled in one of the refrigerators and it closed, you could have a real problem with that. So I think she'd be appeased if we just promise to take a look and do what we can. Maybe you all can notify the health department and ask them if they have some suggestions or some ideas, and just get back to us. That's really all she's asking. And
I think it sounds like that the city code enforcement officer has been made aware and has taken some action. As far as health department or any kind of liability for someone coming onto a private property, that wouldn't necessarily be the city's responsibility. That would be that property owner's responsibility, and the health department is separate and apart from the city. The mayor can make a contact there. That would just be kind of a mutual, consideration thing, but obviously they're not under our authority in any way. But the code enforcement officer is a city employee. He's been made aware. The mayor says that he's gonna talk to him again about it, to check it out again, and that will be what the city can take action on.
That would be terrific, and maybe recontact the owner of the property and ask him.
The code enforcement officer would be the one that would do
He will
that.
contact them, okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
And he will, he will. Is any other questions or comments? No? All good? Oh,
I want to make a comment. Hold on a second. I don't want to be backwards like this. Thank you. I just want to thank you, Mike and Castle, for doing the lights in the dog park. They're beautiful. I can see them all the way. I live almost at the end of Ringwood, and you go around the corner of the senior center. I can almost see them from my house. So it's bright, and we appreciate that. The one thing we really would like to do is eventually the molehills, even though the dogs like them, it's a little hard for us older people to climb those little mounds. So we'd appreciate it if someone could go in there and smooth those out, and maybe the back gate, because that back gate, I understand they have to go in there and mow and do their thing, that's fine. But sometimes we have a runaway dog, and his name's Einstein, and I don't want him running away because he's 75 pounds I have to chase, and I'm not willing to do that. So if we could find a way of compromising on the back fence, because we have tried really hard, and not all of us are strong enough to play with that fence, because you have to kind of play with, it's a pipe that goes inside a pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really nice, but some of us that are along the weaker side, can't get that thing down. So if there's any kind of like a compromise, or someone could maybe look at that fence and fix it, that would be really nice. We'd appreciate that. But otherwise, thank you for the lights, we appreciate you.
Well, the council wanted to get that done, and we were able to finally find enough time to get in there.
You got a dry day. You said you were gonna do that, and
We'll get it backfilled too. What's backfilled, and I know what you're saying, is still mounted up. Hopefully this rain has settled that some where we can go ahead and break it down, get some down, get it where it's looking good. We are gonna do some work at that front gate and put like a little 8x8 entryway there with another gate, so that the dogs that are currently in the dog park can't run out when someone else walks in the first gate, right?
that would be perfect, because we have that problem too.
We're looking at some new latches that are supposed to be, more easy to use, that don't slide. Like you said, this the one we have is a pipe that it clamps.
Yeah, and then you have to do this.
Yeah, when it rains a little bit, it rusts a little bit, then it's hard to get out of there. It's just hard to move, you want to imagine it. So the ones we're looking at are more of a flip latch, a little more robust, but we'll have to change the gate as well, make it more
Strong enough
robust.
for dogs, so that they don't go through, they just can't hit it, and then the latch goes up.
Right.
Because remember, I have an 85-pound dog, and I'm sure that if he wanted to, he would get through that gate with no problem.
We'll also pour a little walk entry there in from the other sidewalk.
That would be great.
And then there'll be like an 6x6 or 8x8 slab there where that little fenced-in area will be, so.
And
we'll
then,
get that done.
did I hear you say you're gonna put like a thing over the slab?
Yeah, just a cover, I won't call it a pavilion, but you know what I'm saying, just a little shed cover over that
Just
slab.
like
there with the
four
table
poles
in.
and a kind of like a little roof kind of thing?
Yeah, keep the sun off of it.
That would be appreciated.
It'll be a solid structure, it'll be, with metal roof on it, I think it'll be a solid
That would
structure.
be great, especially during the cold and rain, and not that I go down there, but
Yeah, look, the council wanted to start fixing that one up, and that's what we're doing, so.
we appreciate it, and just getting our grass back, which I figure as the rain comes and the sun, and the spring comes, maybe we'll get the grass back too, because that's, back there, it's a little lumpy right now. And it's because it's not anything against you, it's just because you guys have to get your trucks in there and then when it rains, that makes ponds, and then that makes fun for the dogs that we don't wanna clean up, and, you know.
One problem leads to another, doesn't it?
We have one dog that just loves puddles, and it's like he shoots down in the middle. We have that one drainage issue.
Yeah.
Which someday I hope you're gonna fix, but I won't go into that now, but he likes that broken drainage area. He's a German Shepherd, and he just thinks that's the cat's meow, so to speak.
That's where he wants to be, right?
Yes, and he gets in trouble every time he goes in the dirty pond. But anyway, thank you for
Thank you for
doing that.
coming in, thank you. Is there any other comments?
Don't do it.
Yeah.
On Rimwood Drive, when they replaced the drainage pipes that go underneath with the bigger ones, when they put the cold patch on or whatever, it's got a real bad, the divot's getting a lot worse. And I see people, and I even do it, I just, go around, and I'm afraid someone's gonna clock it good, so I don't know if you guys got that in the plan to get it so it's smoothed out.
We do, all we do is, we're trying to let it settle as much as it will, because you can see that's what's happening.
Right.
Where we put that tile in, and the other tile, actually, both were in.
Right.
And the gravel, was packed in it. There's still a lot of area there for it to settle and move out. So we're trying to let it settle as much as it will,
Right.
and go back in, recompact. And I'm not sure if we'll put asphalt back, or maybe pour concrete slab across the area. I'm not sure
Concrete
exactly.
concrete would be better because concrete doesn't settle.
Yeah.
Just suggestion.
Yeah, I'll have, we have the highway engineer looking at it, the guy that does some of our road work, he's looking at it and see which one he thinks would be best. He's still leaning toward putting asphalt back on it, just because of future maintenance.
Yeah, it's less than doing concrete. I know how
But if we use concrete, we would be able to rebar it, and make
Yeah.
kind of a little more of a bridge across it where it wouldn't settle so bad, so. He's still teetering where he wants to be, I think.
Right. Okay.
But yes, it is on our agenda. Thank
All right. Thank you, Mike.
you. Yes.
I have one more thing to say. Are you guys gonna put the speed bumps back? Because I guess during snow season, they are not there anymore. So by the park, by the dog park and up that way.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
We would speed bumps at the dog park.
Oh, yeah.
Are those gonna come back again, because they're gone?
Yes, they're coming back in, but we're gonna try to use speed humps instead of bumps there.
What's the
Felt like it was the best place to try it and use those, from all the friends that I had at KYTC, who I use as information resources, because we don't have that in Smoke City, right? So I use them for information. They're telling me that the speed humps would do more good there if they're the right size and the right placement than the speed bumps. And, people either slow way down at a speed bump and ease over it, or they go over it at 35 miles an hour or 40. And then they don't feel the impact, right?
They're not gonna have
Just
to
glide
go
across
far.
it, right? So the speed hump won't allow them to do that. It'll buck your car like this, so.
That's good, because that park area is important, especially since there's people running the track and, kids playing soccer and other things. So, I
Yeah,
think that's,
we've always had a problem there, and we know it, but
I,
yeah, they are going back.
not a lot of people like those bumps, but I certainly do for the safety of everybody, so.
Yes, they are.
I noticed they're not there anymore, so. I noticed my husband's going up the street without the speed bumps, and he's very happy about that, but I'm not, so I'm gonna say something.
I like the idea of the speed hump too, because I feel like with the speed bumps, you can't actually do the speed limit of the road, because they're more like 5 mile an hour speed bumps, and then the speed hump, if you hit it with a 50, you're probably going airborne or something.
Yeah. The speed hump is supposedly, I just thought it was a good place to trial those. We haven't trialed it here. I thought it was a good
It
place.
might be easier in the snow plows too,
Yeah.
getting into them, possibly, I don't know.
You're right, may not turn out as bad. Anyone else have anything?
That would be good.
All right, thank everyone for coming out tonight. Entertain a motion to adjourn from council.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Get a motion to a second, everyone in favor?
Aye.
Like sign.